Right, let's now speak to Okuhle Mdodana, the Eastern Cape Provincial Coordinator for Childline. She joins us now to unpack this latest viral video. Thank you so much for your time, Okuhle. Just your reaction to yet another disturbing and now viral incident of bullying. I mean, what immediate steps should the schools take to protect the victims of bullying and ensure their safety, especially in this particular case?
Good day, everyone. The immediate response that the school should take is to ensure that they create a safe environment for children. Number one, they should conduct an investigation to investigate what led to the bullying, and also call the witnesses as to what had really transpired to understand the depth of the incident. And secondly is to ensure that the two individuals are separated, the perpetrators and the victim, to ensure that there's not going to be any secondary victimization that is going to occur. And engage parents both from the perpetrator side and the victim. However, the approach of just expelling children, it would also disadvantage the perpetrators as well, because they are still learners at the school and they have a right to education. However, they do have a responsibility to also not bully anyone. Their responsibility is to ensure that they don't bully anyone. However, this incident had occurred. So it would require that the two bullies are separate, the two people are separated, which is the perpetrator and the victim, and to ensure that they receive proper counselling to address any underlying issues that the perpetrators might have, and also the impact of the bullying on the victim.
Just in terms of support, how do organizations like Childline, like yourself, support both the victim and the perpetrator of the bullying, to create this safer and more respectful school environment? What would that look like? I'm very keen, particularly given the fact that, should parents then be, involving the police here, particularly where it speaks to the perpetrator, and how then would counselling look like for a perpetrator in this case?
Okay, a counselling would look for a perpetrator would look like you'd have to understand the issues of the family setup. That's number one. For that counselling session, how's the family setup? Were they previously bullied, maybe, and they assume that it's the right way to conduct themselves? Is it something that they had experienced firsthand themselves that led to them victimizing another person? And also ensure that you also develop healthy coping mechanisms if there are those underlying issues that might emanate, to ensure that you create to provide positive coping mechanisms for the perpetrators, and also inform them that these are the steps that are going to occur, because you cannot shy away from the fact that they have committed a crime because they've bullied someone, which also led to physical altercations for the victim. What will be the consequences of their actions? Inform them about that, and also be able to engage parents in that setup, so that you provide or empower those parents in terms of their parenting skills as well.
Yeah, in the case of those parents, and in light, of course, of some form of lack of punishment to a perpetrator who happens also to be a learner, should parents, as some have been calling for, also face, assault charges of any kind or charges of any kind, given the fact that, of course, that, a lot of parents have said that in terms of consequences, they have to be taken, even looking at the parents of perpetrators. I mean, what is your stand as Childline to that, in having parents be held accountable too?
Okay. These children come from families. Discipline is something that is required to be enforced into at home first, not at school, because discipline comes from home. And then it would also be then strengthened in the school setup. So holding parents accountable for their children's reactions is not something that that is very, I'd say I would find it that it's not something that we can't, okay, sorry, I don't know what happened. We can't hold parents accountable for their children's reactions. They could be good children at home, but then they do not reside with, or they do not monitor their children's actions all the time, because they're not always around their children.
Having worked with the various schools, particularly because you are based in the Eastern Cape, those schools in the Eastern Cape, I mean, how do you find that schools are dealing with bullying? Oftentimes what you see is that the pupils do get suspended, but after some time they return to school, and the onus is then on the victim and the parents of the victim to enable to provide safety for their children. Do you think enough is being done in schools?
I don't think that it's done. That is done enough in schools, because organizations like us, we would struggle to get maybe a slot in terms of some of the programs that we render, because of their timetables. They'll tell us that it's for academic purposes. So sometimes it's even difficult to render certain services as organizations to the schools, because we are given limited time slots, where we've attempted in some schools, we have approached them to say that, okay, during maybe their school hours, how many minutes can they allocate to organizations to render certain services to them in order to assist them, because schools educators are not really trained on psychosocial support or behavioral modification programs, but it's something that social workers and counselors and psychologists can be able to render that service at no cost to schools. So the Department of Education maybe needs to try and look at how they are approaching this, or a request to say that, okay, we are allocating maybe an hour or 45 minutes to allow organizations like Childline or departments to come and equip these learners at schools with these tools that they can utilize in their daily lives. So it's something that the Department of Education needs to look at, rather than us being reactive to situations. We need to start being proactive, because if we are proactive, we can also eliminate the risks that these children go to, because they live in communities, they live amongst other people. So whatever it is that's going to occur, it's most probably going to impact them in their daily lives. So they need to be equipped with such skills.
Absolutely. Okuhle, I agree with you 100%. It is unfortunate that schools don't allocate that time, given the fact that they know that this is a serious concern across the board. But thank you so much for your time. Okuhle Mdodana is the Eastern Cape Provincial Coordinator for Childline, reacting there, of course, to that viral video of bullying at one of the schools in the Eastern Cape, David Mama Senior School in Mdantsane.